Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Alante, and I am reading The Blackman's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman by Shahrazad Ali. If you haven't listened to chapters 1 through 15, I have them in a playlist listed with this video, and we're going to dig into chapter 16. As a matter of fact, I'm going to record the last 3 chapters, which is 16, 17, and 18, and 18 is the conclusion, tonight. And then hopefully upload them all before the end of this week. But let's get started. Chapter 16, The Other Woman. Let's take a deep breath. Because chapter 16 and chapter 17 might ruffle some feathers, but we're going to get through it, okay? Chapter 16. The Other Woman. The tenderest part of a Black woman's life is the part that involves her relationship with her man. Even though she is not doing what he wants her to do, the fact that she is with him and claims to love him makes her territorial. She may literally go berserk if her man wanders for a one-night stand or develops a full-blown relationship with another woman. The Black woman does not understand her role in life with the Black man. She can be the woman or the other woman to a Black man. Both positions have their own idiosyncrasies of pros and cons. It depends upon the Black woman's perspective as to which position she will occupy. She does not know that whichever position she takes does not eliminate the other position from the Black man's life. She cannot bear even the thought of this. While she does not obey the rules governing her duties as a wife, she expects her man to obey all of the rules of the marriage vows or of the monogamous commitment. She refuses to accept the truth about what apparently is his nature. There is no history of the Black man settling down with one woman and never desiring to have another one. The Black man has never been recorded to have just one woman. The Black woman does not know that just because her man does not have another woman does not mean that he does not want one. He just has not figured out how to do it and keep the peace. He knows for an actual fact that if his woman finds out or even suspects that he is interested in adding another woman to his life, she will not give him another moment of peace until he has convinced her beyond all doubt that he has either changed his mind or wasn't serious about it in the first place. She will keep him up all night if need be until he gets it straight. He knows she is jealous. She becomes furious beyond belief and may have to be restrained physically from harming him or herself. Her first charge is that,
"You lied to me,"
which is followed by,
"Why didn't you tell me?"
As if his telling her would make any difference in her reaction. Yeah, it wouldn't. I mean, come on. We know plenty of Black women. That wouldn't change anything. Number 1, he knows he has to lie because he knows she can't handle much truth about the reality of his life, much less the fact that he desires another woman but still wants her. She will demand all sorts of explanations, none of which appease her distraught emotional state. Sometimes she demands the Black man to tell her every sordid detail of the relationship, describe the woman, how he met her, whose idea it was, where it happened, how many times it happened, did he use protection, and she will compare dates to see if he had her on the same day or night he had her. If he tells her the whole truth, he knows that she possibly would never recover. She wants him to explain it in such a way that proves that he was seduced by the horrible other tramp of a woman, or that it only happened one time, or that she belongs to another man anyway and it will never happen again. The intensity of her reaction is based on the magnitude of the value she places on sex. If she and her man are having extremely good sex, she quakes at the idea that he has done those same things to and with another woman. Yeah, I don't want to think about my man having sex with another woman.
No.
She is subject to wreck her entire world, no matter how long the relationship has existed, based on what her man does with his sex organ. A quagmire of examples of some of her reactions are as follows. 1. She will withhold the peace. This means she may catch an attitude and stop talking to him, or she may just be evil and glare. Nag, nag, nag. Every now and then you get mad. No, that's the wrong song. Women always talk about what men do. We ain't never talk about what women do until now. Or was that the same song? Okay, anyway. 2, cry and seek sympathy. During this period, the black woman will remind the black man of everything she has ever done for him. She will try to make him feel guilty and ashamed of his decidedly outrageous behavior. She will tell her friends the whole horrid story, and they will express their sympathy about her unfortunate misfortune and agree that her man is wrong, a low-life dog, and she should leave him. 3, let the house go to hell. She may stop cleaning, ironing, washing, and cooking. She may neglect the linen, his clothes, the dishes, or do anything else that resembles a work stoppage. She goes on strike. 4, stop taking care of herself. This means she may stop combing her hair, eating, dressing, bathing, or just let her entire body droop in a daily and nightly depression. 5, tell his friends, family, or his boss. She calls all of his relatives and friends to complain to them about this awful thing he has done to her and what a dirty whoremonger he is. Whoremonger. She will remind them of what a good woman she has been to him. 6, she will cut off all affection. Sexual relations are out. She cringes inside at the thought of him even touching her. She vows never to let him touch her again. She cannot even think of going to bed with him again because she has a visual picture of him and the other woman in bed, and she uses her imagination to conjure up the worst scenario possible. 7, the silent treatment, or play crazy. This means she may stop talking altogether. Her final pitch is to play absolutely overcome and have the proverbial human frailty of a nervous breakdown. This is her expression of pain, so profound that it simply exhausts her brain. She becomes incapable of handling her rage and disappointment. She may scream, cry hysterically, break dishes, thrash about, or have a fit. 8, threaten or try committing suicide. Another last chance desperate move is that she will announce she is going to kill herself, and she may even try. She may take pills, cut on the gas, or slash her wrists. She will not succeed. She is not trying to. She wouldn't dare deprive herself of the thrill of revenge. She just wants to punish the man and make him feel as guilty as possible. This poor, confused, beautiful creature believes that his offense is indeed worth almost dying for. That's a little crazy. 9, start drinking alcohol more or abuse drugs. She may start drinking excessively, getting sloppy drunk, showing up drunk and disruptive on his job, drinking on her job, or worse. She will be lethargic and depressed. 10, abuse the children. She knows that no matter what anyone says, the black man adores his children. So she may beat them more, verbally attack them, and rant and rave to them about their no-good father. 11, hit the man, fight, scratch, or bite him. She will become wildly out of control and gets up the nerve to think she can win a physical fight against her man. She is secretly counting on his honor that he will not fight her back because of his guilt and will just try to restrain her. In the meantime, she'll get in a few good punches or scratches. She might get so carried away that she actually tries to shoot or cut him. At this point, the man has no recourse but to defend himself. Things can get pretty wild and involve the police. 12, retaliate by getting another man. He may be her man's best friend, worst enemy, his brother, his father, or next door neighbor. That's trifling. Any man whom she thinks has a special value to her man is considered. This isn't what she really wants to do, but she is so out of control that she thinks this will vividly make her man understand a similar hurt. She wants at the same time to cause the most lingering pain imaginable in his life. 13, burn his clothes, wreck his car, trash his office, make a scene. When inspired by jealousy, the black woman goes into a blind rage and will destroy lives and property, including her own. She is determined to vent her anger and wants witnesses. 14, attack and beat up on the other woman. She will investigate and seek out the other woman and attack her or call her house and make threats or hang up on her at all hours of the day or night. She will call the other woman all kinds of vile names and make up any lies she can that make her appear to be a totally indecent person. There may be many other variations of her reactions, but these are the most common ones the black man must contend with in this particular event. Sometimes he has to deal with all of them concurrently. All of the above listed actions are done to get sympathy. She thinks that if she can arouse pity in the black man, he will have mercy on her and stop whatever he is doing with the other woman. She wants her love to be enough for him since his love is enough for her, for the most part. She does not understand that he is capable of being attracted to or loving more than one woman, and because of her refusal to try to comprehend this part of his nature, he is unable to satisfactorily explain to her this undeniable fact. She thinks that it happened because of a shortcoming in her. Sometimes it is, but not necessarily. It is rare that a black woman is totally surprised to find out that her black man has another woman, because while appearing to ignore him, she studies his every move. She will sometimes not rock the boat of the relationship if he continues to sneak around behind her back in an acceptable manner so as to not disturb the orderly life she thinks she has. She says,
"What you don't know can't hurt you."
She also says,
"As long as I don't find out about it."
Or,
"As long as he doesn't let me know."
What actually happens between the two women is twofold. The wife at home is scared that her man has found someone outside who he wants more than her, and that he will leave her stranded and shamed without a man. The so-called outside or other woman is the one put exactly on point because she is confronted with the possibility that the man and his wife might break up, and if they do, he will probably land on her doorstep. And if she doesn't really want him, she's got a monumental problem: him. If she does want him, she may be relieved that at last it's out in the open and he'll have to choose. Both women become apprehensive about the outcome, and both immediately start making plans on how they will become the winner. Sometimes, if both the women are shrewd, they will both become extra nice to the man. The wife at home determined to win back his affections, which she thinks she has lost, and the other woman who thinks that she is finally in a position to compete. The woman at home may become sexier in a marathon effort to wear him out so much at home that he won't have the stamina to bed down another woman. The other woman may pep herself up to imitate the best little wife in the world to try to show him the contrast. The black man may also be glad it's out in the open and may have a plan whereby each of them can live in peace by adjusting his time and money to take care of and see both women. But he never gets to present the plan that's most appealing to him because of the erratic emotional state of both women. He has a hard enough time just keeping them apart. He has to deal with shock, fear, apprehension, increased distrust, hostility, and guilt. Both women will have varied levels and degrees of each. During all of this at-home turmoil, he still has his job, other day-to-day responsibilities, the children, and in-laws on both sides. It's a heavy burden, but not an impossible one to carry. Not if the black man stays on course with the truth and doesn't give in to conventionalism. See, and that's the issue though. A lot of men don't want to be truthful about the other woman. You know what I mean? Like, they want to keep them on, "You're my little secret." Oh, that's a woman singing that song. But you know what I mean. You get what I'm saying. The black woman's reaction to the truth should be relief. Instead, it is turmoil and purgatory. Yeah. I can't imagine a black woman being happy to hear that your man wants another woman in the house. Yeah. Another interesting aspect of this trilogy is that each black woman involved in a 2-woman, 1-man relationship or a 3-women, 1-man relationship, which does exist, is that they tend to be embarrassed for each other to know that they are sharing the same man. It sounds confusing because it is. In other words, it's all right for the women to know their man has another woman until the women are confronted with the actual existence of each other. They may want to know, but they don't want to see. A competent black man who is dealing with a wife and another woman, who is also a wife of sorts, learns to tackle the situation through trial and error. He may, if lucky, eventually get upon how to handle their mental, physical, and emotional needs simultaneously. He does this separately and rarely gets mixed up. He meters out his time, takes care of any crisis that arise in either location, and may also father children in both homes. He may attend functions or go out with each woman at different times, have a complete set of friends connected to each woman, be fond of both of their extended family members, and do everything a man must do when he takes on the responsibility of 2 women he loves. That sounds like a lot. I mean, who really has that much time in a day? Black women like to think that their man was tricked into a relationship with another woman and does not want to believe that her man wanted another woman based on her own merit or his needs. When a black man has more than one woman for the purposes of adding more joy to his life, and because he met another woman who had needs he decided to fulfill, he must keep the women under control by telling each of them the truth. Yes, he'll have a fight, but it will be temporary if he is first sure that both women love him. She says she wants the truth, so give it to her, but he must walk her through it so she does not become savage and unruly. She will adjust and go for more than he thinks if she knows it's her only option to continue to be with the man she loves. She is quite resilient. I'm trying to think, if my man came to me like he really loves this other woman, I don't know. I don't know, Shahrazad. I don't know, sis. I don't know. She has never allowed the black man to explain his needs to have another woman. She chooses to believe that his need is solely based on sex. Part of her shock is that she has convinced herself that her man has to accept what she is shoveling. Plus, the marriage license is the only legal document in America that the black woman holds the black man responsible for adhering to. She clamps down tight on the black man, whether married to him or not, because she has heard of this shortage of black men and views every single black woman as a threat to her world. She has never heard of or met a black man who stayed with one woman for the duration of his life. Yet she expects her own black man to be the first one to do so. She thinks she can change the nature of the black man through prodding, trickery, and nagging. He practices serial monogamy. Okay, I'm about to say, are you trying to tell me there's not a history of man that is in a monogamous relationship? Because, come on now. I'm about to say, don't tell me we get to chapter 16 and this is the chapter. I'm like, girl, what are you talking about? Okay, let's keep reading. He may have anywhere from 10 to upwards to 500 women in his lifetime between the ages of 14 and 75. Jeez. It is rare to find an adult black man who does not have a lengthy history of being with other women. Good relationships are the result of longevity and familiarity. No man chooses to voluntarily keep changing women. Part of the black woman's frustration is that she is incapable of having two men at one time in the way the black man is capable of having two women. This is true. Her capabilities are too different. Her desires are too focused. She is most content when focusing all her attention and energy on one singular relationship. It is not her nature to maintain two equally involved love relationships. She simply cannot do it. That is definitely true for me, I would say, because I could not even imagine dating another man at the same time, let alone being in a full-blown relationship. It is a mystery to her how the black man manages to do this. She does not even understand why he would want that kind of complication in his life. Yeah, I don't get it. She certainly cannot understand how her man can say he loves her and loves another woman in the same way. She thinks it must be either or, not because of the impossibility, but because it is not what she wants, because she has been raised to be insecure and selfish. Sheesh. She simply cannot grasp the motivation of the black man's ego. She does not know the origin of love or the definition of it, and she did not get this way by herself. Her own strong influence managed to infect the black man with her ideas and forced him to start an infertile history of lying to her and pretending to play by the rules she designated. She has pushed the issue that her relationship's peace with him is based solely on his fidelity. She uses other instructions to support her in her position. Some of the instructions are: 1. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. 2. I can do bad by myself. 3. All is fair in love and war. 4. All good things must come to an end. 5. Use what you got to get what you want. 6. There ain't nothing a man can do for me that I can't do for myself. 7. Here today, gone tomorrow. 8. No romance without finance. 9. It's easier to forgive than to forget. 10. Out of sight, out of mind. 11. Fake it till you make it. 12. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. 13. Never put all your eggs in one basket. 14. Never let your right hand know what your left hand is doing. On examination, these are some of the most popular sayings of today. They seem harmless enough. They are sets of words that need no explanation when applied to a relationship between a man and a woman. These slogans have done more to support the black woman in her disagreement with the black man than any other memorized text. She should be told the truth about everything, not the shuffling half-truth, but any truth that affects her life and will give the black man peace and more freedom in his life. One thing is for sure, the black man does not have to worry that he is the only one who has been lying. The black woman is just as guilty of lying as he is. Their subjects are different, but the effects of the lies are the same: disunity, suspicion, and doubt. Another area of confusion she participates in is the difference between what an affair is and what a relationship is. An affair is exactly what it suggests: a temporary happening, something attended, a thing to do, an event. In more precise terms, an affair is strictly an episode or many episodes of sex without responsibility. Fornication. A relationship is a union of a man and woman where they're responsible for each other, not necessarily financially, but emotionally, mentally, and physically. A relationship is grounded in reality. Life situations are met with discussion and compassion, and there is demonstrated caring, involvement, and consideration. Certainly, a real relationship presents more challenges than a fun-filled frolic in the hay limited affair. Affairs are easier, less complicated, and represent immaturity, cowardice, and lust. Raw passion with no potential for love. It is a limited engagement that dies when the passion burns out or becomes impossible to satisfy. A relationship is unlimited, fruitful, educational, and filled with daily excitement. It is unselfish in its most desirable form between a man and a woman. The black woman and the black man must get past the stage of becoming addicted to sex, the possibility of sex, and the temporary euphoria of genital to genital contact. Yes, sex is big fun, but it's bigger fun when there is commitment and full knowledge of the other person far greater than face value and physical compatibility. The black woman must choose her man, accept her lot, and work to make him happy and be satisfied with her choice. There are no perfect choices among black women, and there are no perfect choices among black men, but all of the choices are potentially acceptable, workable, and capable of allowing both parties to have a measure of happiness and security. Things are only right to a certain extent, and the black woman must work to achieve the fullest extent of happiness and satisfaction available to her. It is whatever she makes of it. That's chapter 16. You know what? When it comes to the topic of like polygamy, monogamy, I feel like there are people for everybody, right? I had this conversation with my man, maybe our first date actually. How do you feel about polygamy? How do you feel about monogamy? And we knew from our first date that we wanted to be monogamous. So I think those are like questions that people should lead with in their dates when they're getting to know people, to see if you can attract other like-minded people so you don't have this issue of feeling like you wanted polygamy the whole time, but you're just trying to be monogamous to satisfy her, or she wanted monogamy the whole time and she's just telling you she's down for polygamy to satisfy you. And then, you know, there's resentment that grows in between that, and nobody wants that. We want unity. We want families to come together. And if you both believe in polyamory, polygamous relationships, then do that. And if you both believe in monogamy, then link up and do that. I know for me and mine, we down with the big M, okay? We're down with the monogamy over here, and I'm for it 100%. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching. The next chapter is arguments, chapter 17, and that is the last chapter of the book before her conclusion. Thanks for rocking with your girl all this time, 16 chapters in. Like, I appreciate you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.